Charles Small, my friend, wrestler out of, how do you say your college name? Is it Hofstra? I don't want to say it wrong.
Hofstra.
Hofstra, okay. Just making sure. I'm from the South and I don't pronounce shit right, so.
You and that Louisiana accent, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm used to it. It's the weirdest thing. People tell me I don't have an accent down here, but like anyone from here is like, anyone not from here is like, bro, you got such a Louisiana accent. I'm like, all right, I'll go with it. So you wrestling out of Hofstra, man. This is what, your second year, third year there?
My second year. Yeah.
How's the?
My first
You were at Notre Dame.
year. Yeah.
You transferred, won a natty at JUCO,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're at Hofstra. And first of all, walk me through that, the leaving of Notre Dame. JUCO obviously just to kind of get your bearings, and then the decision for Hofstra. What was behind all that?
Well, I kind of went through a lot at Notre Dame. It was just, I was young, and it just didn't go as well as I wanted it to go. So I decided to leave, just solely on my own volition. I just didn't feel like it was kind of a spot for me. So I was kind of deciding whether I wanted to keep wrestling or not.
Yeah.
I was gonna go home, just kind of do whatever. But then my junior college coach, Mike Spalley, hit me up, and junior college was never like in my head.
Right.
I was like everybody else when I was in high school. I was like, JUCO sucks. People suck. Suck. I'd rather go home than go to JUCO. But he kind of stayed on me the whole time while I was at Notre Dame. It's like if things don't work out, just hit me up. So I think it was probably a few weeks before the semester ended. He hit me up. He's like, hey, like, what's up? He's like, how's everything? And I was like, well, everything is not that great. So he hit me up, and we kind of solved all the details out. Got everything done right then and there. And I went home for
So
probably about a month.
I'm gonna pause you there for a second. What was not so great about Notre Dame? What didn't you like about it? My brother went to Notre Dame. He went to school there for his doctorate, and he absolutely hated it. What was it about Notre Dame that you didn't like?
It was just I didn't really fit in that much. I was young and impressionable, so I was just doing a bunch of stuff I really didn't have any business doing. So then it just like the social situation, and then on top of that, like some things combined with wrestling, I just wasn't feeling it at all. So I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta change my situation, because it just wasn't ideal for me per se. But that's not a knock on the school or the people that are there.
Right.
Because I still love Sonny. Hunter Bray, who was my teammate when I was there, he's the assistant coach there now. Great people, 10 out of 10 people. It just wasn't the right situation for me, as an individual.
So you moved on to JUCO, and all of a sudden national champion. How was that? Like the rise to that? First of all, your experience in starting JUCO the first day, all the way up to, holy crap, I might win a championship.
Well, through my whole career, I've always had like confidence issues. I mean, like everybody, everybody has confidence issues, whether at some point in their life, But for me, like even in high school and then college, I had a bunch of big confidence issues. But from the minute I got there, my coach was telling me, he's like you're one of those guys, like you're one of those top 3 guys, and school's gonna be looking at that, because I told myself once I left Division II that I wasn't going back. Leaving JUCO and then going back to Division II, just wasn't in my head at that point. And he was telling me, he's like, if you want to be a D1 guy, you got to win the whole thing. So that's what I took it as. I got to win the whole thing.
And you went out and won the whole thing.
I mean, the year was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. Living in Kansas, I'd never lived in the Midwest. It was a big culture shock.
Ugh.
First day I go there, Sabali takes me to a rodeo, and I'm the only black guy there, and I'm just sitting there watching people wrangle up horses and cattle and cows and stuff. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, yo, what is going on?
What are these white people doing?
Basically, I was like, yo, what is happening right now? But it was just, I mean, but as the year went on, it got a lot better. Goodland's a great community. I mean, there's only like 2,500 people, so all these people have known each other their whole lives. Go to elementary, middle school, high school together, and they really surround the wrestling team and try to make it a really good environment. To help out the kids that are on campus at school. So um, it was pretty cool. Snowed a lot, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
As far as wrestling went, Sabali and Barksdale. Sabali's the coach at North Idaho College now, and now Barksdale's the head coach at Northeastern Junior College. They both put all their time into me per se. Just trying to really focus on me and make sure I got to where I needed to be. And like I said, the year was tough. I took some bad L's. I lost to the kid that was ranked first at the time, the kid that was ranked third. But when the time came, I mean, and this is kind of like that's another thing that's like been an ongoing theme during my career. I'm Mr. March. Like when the time comes to win, that's what I do. I mean, it happened in high school and happened there, and it happened last year.
Yeah.
Because when the conference tournament came up, when I was in junior college, I was wrestling a kid that was ranked first in the finals. Just to get to nationals. And in junior college, they only see the guys that win the conference. So if I would have lost that match, I'd have got a bad seed. Like it would have went really bad. And I ended up beating him. So now I get seeded second and third at the national tournament. Yeah, but in junior college, only the guys who win the conference are seeded. So I win the conference, and when we get to nationals, he ends up getting pinned in the first round. The guy who's in first all year gets. I mean, and I love that guy to death. We're still
Wait,
we're really
is
good
that the
friends.
dude? Is that the dude you wrestled against and lost to earlier in the year?
Yeah,
Okay, so he's pinned in the first round. Wow.
yeah, he got pinned in the first round. You know, and I'm just and like the kid who pinned him actually ended up making the finals with me. It was actually kind of crazy because
Dang.
that kid wasn't even supposed to either. Um, but I just worked my way through the bracket. A couple close matches, especially my semis match. You know, semis match I got to take down at the last second. Almost gave up a takedown at the last second too. Um, but got through it. And then my infamous finals match where I got put on my back 2 times. That's never good, but I still got the win, so that's all that matters.
It really is it. It really is it. So, what was that feeling like when time runs out and you realize that you're national champion?
Um, Honestly, it it was cool for like probably like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and then my focus was immediately just redirected to what's my next step.
I like
Um,
it.
I mean, because as much as I would have loved to stay in rural Kansas, uh,
Hmm.
I couldn't. So it's just like I had to immediately focus on what my next step was, especially because I wasn't committed and I had a lot of stuff going on. And school was ending in 2 months, 3 months. So I'm trying to figure out like where am I gonna go, like what's up, like trying to figure out visits, like who's serious, who's not. So that was immediately where my head went directly after I won. Like I enjoyed it, like it was cool.
Right.
Especially with my teammate winning one as well. But you know, we didn't really get our ultimate goal of being a top three team. We got fourth, um, and also we had a couple other guys that we wanted to step up to get on the podium, and they didn't do that. So I was especially being one of the leaders on the team. I had big team goals and we didn't meet those either. So um, that was also a real sore spot for me when we got done.
Yeah, it is a bit of a tough spot. So, after you win this championship, what's recruiting like? Is there a lot of schools reaching out to you?
Yeah. After I won, actually a few literally came there just to talk to me specifically.
Yeah.
Um, and I talked to a few schools, but most of it was just over the phone. Yeah, I garnered a lot of interest, especially you know, just because I won the tournament in general. But now was really, like I said earlier, I was focused on being a Division I wrestler. So those are the only ones I really fully entertained.
So, what was the decision behind picking Hofstra for your uh, last couple seasons
Um,
or last few
it's
seasons?
actually it's actually kind of funny. Hofstra wasn't even on my radar.
Really?
Yeah, uh, Dennis hadn't Dennis hadn't called me, nothing. Um, Hofstra just wasn't an option at that point in time. I had obviously known about Hofstra. I grew up in New York. I actually reached out to Dennis when I was coming out of high school. Trying to ask him to recruit me, and he's like nah. But but one of my um one of my one of my assistant coaches from high school, his friend who always helped around, he told Dennis to take a look at me again because obviously this is 2 years later. He told Dennis to take a look at me again, and Dennis called me, and then we spoke on the phone for like 30 minutes, and I wasn't thinking a lot about it. Like Hofstra wasn't doing well, um, so like they weren't even on my radar. So I was just taking on my visits, and you know I was just like, my coach's friend reached out to me. He's like, man, just take the visit to Hofstra. Maybe you'll like it. Blah blah blah. And I got family that lives 5 minutes away from me, so I was like, I'm just gonna go. Go see my family. Just use it as a
Right.
trip. But I came here and I kind of fell in love with it. If I'm being honest,
Was it Hofstra or was it New York or was it kind of a combination of both?
it was honestly neither. It was Dennis. Dennis was
Oh, okay, okay.
Dennis was actually the real deciding factor of why I chose this place. You know, a lot of, especially when you're like getting recruited, a lot of people will give you like the runaround, or they want to give you the full sale. But Dennis didn't do that at all. He was like brutally honest from the second I got here to the second I left. Um, you know, and he made me a promise that I'll never ever lie to you. I promise you I'll never lie to you. Told me what it was and what it wasn't, and that's what that was. And that's what I valued more than anything out of
Right,
out of the
right,
recruiting process. I would I would rather have somebody to tell me what's up straight to my face, and let me know what it is and what it isn't. Rather than you try to sell me like a fake dream, or this or that. And so far, he's stuck true to his word every step of the way. Dennis has never, ever, ever lied to me. Everything he's ever said has always been straight to my face and been completely honest. And it's worked out so far. So
so far,
can't
right.
be mad about it.
So, what's your expectations going into this season?
This season, um, anything less than being NCAA qualifier is a letdown at this point.
Okay.
Last year, I was supposed to be one of those guys, and I was a
Yeah.
match away, and I didn't really get it done. So now it's kind of time for me to step up, make sure that I'm one of those guys. Last year we put together a real good team. Went 8-0 in the IWA. We did a lot of things that people said that we couldn't do, especially after the last few years that Hofstra's had. Last year's team is the best team we put together in a while, so want to capitalize off that, especially now that we got this gimme year. We have this year, and then next year everybody's coming back again. So want to make sure that we start back the tradition that Hofstra had, a decade ago. That was also one of my goals when I got here. Just to restart that tradition. Make this a desirable place. A place that you want to be. Keep some of these Long Island kids here. Instead of them going all other places. Because Long Island has great wrestling, but all these kids go to different schools, different places. When they could be coming here. But if you create a winning tradition, people will come regardless. So that's what we're trying to do right now. Just make that winning tradition. Get guys to the tournament, get guys on the podium. We haven't had an All-American in 2-3 years, and we haven't had more than one All-American in almost a decade. So, we're just trying to change that, put this program on the right path so that it can thrive and succeed.
I'm calling it right now. Charles Small, All-American. I love it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm speaking it into existence, brother.
There.
I really am. So I appreciate you, man. Where can everybody find you on social media? Where can you get some followers at?
All social medias are Charles Small 99.
Perfect. Charles, I'm looking forward to it, dude.
Yes,
Enjoy
sir.
the match yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just no. It's 2 days ago.
Enjoyed that match, and we'll link up again soon, man. Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Later.